Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is a kind of last minute broadcast of a project that I had been contemplating doing for some time. In any event, welcome to a replay of one of the most famous games in the history of baseball. It occurred on October 3rd, 1951. It was a National League playoff game between the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants. So probably the majority of you know the story here, but for those of you who are not quite up with your baseball trivia or history, in the pennant race that year in 1951, the Giants found themselves 13 games out of first place on August the 11th. However, from August 12th to August 27th, they went on a 16-game winning streak and pulled within 5 games of the lead. With 28 games left on the schedule, the Giants went 21-7, and they found themselves tied for first place with the Dodgers on September the 30th, forcing a best-of-3 playoff. They won Game 1, but were shut out in Game 2, forcing a third and deciding game. So we're going to replay this today and see whether or not Bobby Thomson becomes the hero as he was that day when he hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 out off of Ralph Branca, who had come in out of the bullpen in relief of Don Newcomb, winning the National League pennant in again, one of the most famous moments in baseball. So let's give this a roll and see how things turn out. So I'm going to give you the lineups for that day in that playoff game before we begin. So for the Dodgers, Carl Furillo will play right field. Pee Wee Reese will play short. Duke Snider will be in center field. Jackie Robinson will play second. Andy Pafko will be in left. Gil Hodges will play first. Billy Cox will play third base. Rube Walker will catch. And Don Newcomb will be on the mound for the Dodgers. So Furillo will be in right. Reese will be at short. Snider in center. Robinson at second. Pafko in left. Hodges at first. Cox at third. Walker catching. And Don Newcomb on the mound. For the Giants, Eddie Stanky will lead off and play second base. Alvin Dark will play short. Don Mueller will be in right field. Monty Irvin will play left. Whitey Lockman will be at first base. Bobby Thomson will be at third. Willie Mays in his rookie season will be in center field. Wes Westrom will be the catcher, and Sal Magley will be on the mound for the Giants. So Stanky will be at second, Dark at short, Mueller in right, Irvin in left, Lockman at first, Thompson at third, Mays in center, Westrom catching, and Sal Magley on the mound. So on that date, 34,320 were in attendance in the Polo Grounds. And the umpires that day were Lou Jorda behind the plate, Jocko Conlin at first, Bill Stewart at second, and Larry Getz at third. So let's play this game now with Carl Furillo leading off for the Brooklyn Dodgers. As the camera pans around in the stadium, we'll now begin. So here's Furillo. Winding the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike three on a 3-2 pitch, and that's one out as Magley records the strikeout. So here's Reese. And he walks him. On a 3-2 pitch, Pee Wee Reese takes first for Duke Snider, batting from the left side. Magley to Snider, swing and a miss. Reese is going to go down to second, but he is going to be caught stealing 2-6. And the Dodgers are out of this inning. Nobody left on. We move to the bottom of the first with Don Newcomb on the mound for the Dodgers. And here's Eddie Stanky playing second base from the right side. Winding the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike three for Newcomb, so that's his first strikeout. Here's Alvin Dark playing shortstop. Winding the pitch, Dark down to Hodges. Hodges over to Newcomb covering for the second out. And here's Don Mueller playing right field for the Giants. Winding the pitch, ground ball sharply hit to Robinson. He throws it over to Hodges. And that retires the side three up and 3 down for the Giants. Here's Jackie Robinson. No photo loaded up for him. He is playing second base. 1 ball and no strikes to Jackie Robinson. Fly ball, deep right field. The ballpark will not hold that. And Jackie Robinson just hit a bomb to right field, the opposite field, and Brooklyn takes the lead 1-0. Here's Andy Pofko, left fielder. Pofko looks at a call, third strike. That's 3 strikeouts in the game now for Magley with 1 out. Here's Gil Hodges. Hodges, swing and a miss on a 1-2 pitch. That's going to be 4 strikeouts for Magley after giving up the homer. Now here's Billy Cox playing third today. 0-1 to Cox. Fly ball right, and Mueller's going to be under that one. Takes 1 or 2 steps for the out. But the Dodgers take the lead on a Jackie Robinson homer, and it's 1-0 Brooklyn. So here's Monty Irvin, another absent photo. Monty Irvin playing left field today for the Giants. So here's Newcomb into Irvin. Irvin swings, fly ball center. Snider moves in a few steps and makes the catch for 1 out. Here's Whitey Lockman playing first base. Lockman, swing. That ball is going to be hit to Snider also, who moves to his right. So 2 putouts for Duke Snider. That makes it 2 outs for Bobby Thompson playing third. Newcomb into Thompson. Swing. That ball is going to get down in between left and center of the field. It rolls to the wall. Snider goes back for it. And Thompson is going to hold up at second base with a stand-up double. So with a runner on, here's the youngster Willie Mays playing center field today. Winding the pitch. Fly ball. That ball is corked, and the ballpark will not hold it. Willie Mays just went deep on Don Newcomb with 2 men out and a 2-run homer, and the Giants take the lead 2-1. Here's Wes Westrom catching today. Winding the pitch by Newcomb. That ball's corked. That will not stay in. And Wes Westrom with a back-to-back homer off of Don Newcomb. And now we have a 3-1 Giant lead. Here's Sal Magley with a lead now. At the plate, swing and a miss. Magley is retired by strikes. But the Giants pick up a 3 spot in the bottom of the second inning and go ahead 3-1. So Rube Walker is in for the regular catcher Roy Campanella today. I don't know what the nature of that was and why Campy was out that day. But anyway, he is the backup catcher for the Dodgers. So he is batting 8th today and catching. Here's Magley. Walker lines straight out to Eddie Stanky at second base for 1 man out. And here's Don Newcomb. Down 3-1 as the pitcher. Ground ball down to Hodges. Hodges picks it up, moves over to first, retires 2 outs. Here's Furillo. 0 for 1. Carl, pitch, ground ball, dark, deep and short, all the way over to Lockman, and Wayne Lockman makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. So we move to the bottom of the third with the Giants up 3-1. Here's Eddie Stanky. Stanky is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Wine by Newcomb in the pitch. That ball, he walks him. So Stanky is going to reach first, and here is Alvin Dark. Dark is also, can't see my screen here. He's 0 for 1 also on the day. Pitch. Fly ball right. Furillo back at the wall. He makes the catch. Gets the ball thrown back in. And Stanky retreats back to first. So here is my graphics are not cooperating with me. Here's Don Mueller in right field. Mueller, ground ball, second to short, down to first. So the Dodgers turn a 4-6-3 double play, retiring the Giants, and we move to the top of the fourth. With Brooklyn behind 3-1, here's Pee Wee Reese, another no photo upload here. Here's Sal Maglia on the mound for the Giants. Reese is no official trips to the plate. He walked his last time up. Maglia with the 1-2 pitch, ground ball, Dark, over to Lockman, makes the play, one man out. Here's Snyder. Lots of photos missing here. Duke Snyder up, and that ball is going to be lined straight over to Thompson for the second out. And here's Jackie Robinson, 1 for 1 with the home run, only run in the game for the Dodgers, and the only hit of the game thus far for the Dodgers as well. Maglia throws, and he's going to retire Jackie Robinson on a call, third strike, looking. And we move to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Giants up 3-1. So Monty Irvin is leading off now for New York. He is 0 for 1 on the day. So here's Irvin. Winding the pitch, swing, fly ball center, Snyder under it, makes the play, one man out. Here's Whitey Lockman. Lockman playing first today, 0 for 1. Lockman from the left side of the plate, ground ball down to Robinson. Robinson over to Hodges, 2 men out. Here's Bobby Thompson. Thompson singled his last time out, scored on the Mays homer. Winding the pitch to Thompson, fly ball. That's in short left field. And who is going to take that? Pee Wee Reese takes that one, and that retires the side. So the Giants go down, and we move to the fifth, 3-1 New York. So Popko, Hodges, and Cox will bat here in the fifth. Popko 0 for 1. Fly ball. Pop up. That ball is going to be caught by Eddie Stanky right to the right of second base for one man out. Hodges. Maglia is cruising. He has 5 strikeouts on the day. Here's Hodges 0 for 1 from the right side of the plate. Gil Hodges takes a call, third strike. That's 6 strikeouts now for Sal Maglia. Here's Billy Cox, 0 for 1 for Billy. Wind in the pitch. Fly ball. Mays on his horse, but moves over into right field and makes the play for the third out. So we move to the bottom of the fifth inning with the Giants up 3-1. Let me point out that in the actual game, the Giants were down 1-0 at this point in the game, tied it in the seventh, but then the Dodgers got 3 runs in the eighth before the Giants won the game on a walk-off home run by Thompson in the bottom of the ninth. So here's Willie Mays. Mays with a 2-run bomb in the second inning. So here's Newcomb to face Mays. 1-2 pitch from Don Newcomb. Swing and a miss. He gets Mays that time, and Mays goes down swinging, 1 out. Here's Westrom, who followed up with a home run right behind Mays in that second inning. Westrom, 2-2 pitch. He gets Westrom also. Swing and a miss by Wes Westrom. 2 outs. And here's Sal Maglia. Maglia is 0 for 1. Pitch. Fly ball. Right field. Furillo barely moves his feet for the third out, and the Giants go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the fifth. So now Rube Walker is going to lead off for the Dodgers in the top of the sixth inning. Walker 0 for 1. From the left side of the plate, Magley to Walker, swing and a miss. Here's Don Newcomb, 0 for 1. Here's Newcomb with the pitch. Ground ball. It deadens it on the first base side, but Lockman goes over and picks it up and makes the play unassisted for 2 outs. So here's Furillo, 0 for 2 for Carl. Magley looks in. 1-0 pitch. Furillo's going to get a base hit single right over the head of Alvin Dark to the left of second base, and Furillo is on with the second hit of the day, the second hit of the day for the Dodgers. So here's Pee Wee, 0 for 1. Furillo at first, Magley to Weiss, swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and that's 8 strikeouts on the day for Sal Magley. So we move to the bottom of the sixth inning with the Giants still up 3-1, top of the order up. Eddie Stanky. And Stanky is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Newcomb has thrown 74 pitches with 4 strikeouts. So Eddie Stanky up in the sixth. And that ball hit him. So Stanky's going to go down to first. And we now see Alvin Dark 0 for 2. Dark, swing and a miss. Newcomb gets him. That's 5 strikeouts for Don Newcomb. Here's Mueller, 0 for 2 on the day. Mueller hits it, pops him up. Walker goes out into the infield grass to make the play for 2-man out. And here's Monty Urban. Urban is 0 for 2. Winding the pitch, swing and a miss. Newcomb with a K, swinging strikeout. His 6th of the day. And we got now Duke Snider coming up in the top of the 7th inning. 9 outs left for the Giants to win this game. Here's Snider from the left side of the plate. He is 0 for 2. Magley cruising. See how long he can keep it up. Snider's going to get a base hit single into left center field. Mays is up with it. Gets the ball back in. So Snider is on base for Jackie Robinson. Home run in the game, accounting for the only run. So Snider is down at first with pretty good speed. And here's Robinson. 2-2 pitch to Jackie Robinson. Fly ball, right field. Mueller goes back, and Jackie Robinson has just hit his 2nd homer of the game to tie this game up in the top of the 7th inning. This ball went to right field, 2-run score, and the Dodgers have tied this up 3-3. Oh my. So we're back at LA. Here's Andy Pafko. Pafko 0 for 2. Tight game now, folks. Magley on the mound. He's thrown 94 pitches in this game. Here's Pafko 0 for 2. Nobody out for the Dodgers. Wind in the pitch by Pafko. That ball's hit. Deep. Gone. Andy Pafko with an back-to-back home run opposite field, and the Dodgers take the lead 4-3, and that is going to be all for Sal Magley. I do not have the AI running this, so I am controlling all of the replacements. So Sheldon Jones is going to come in and pitch for Sal Magley here in a really tight spot. Nobody out in the 7th. The Dodgers strike for 3 runs on 2 homers. And here's Gil Hodges to face Sheldon Jones. Hodges is 0 for 2. 0-2 pitch to Gil Hodges, and he's hit. Hodges hit by a pitch, and he's going to trot down to first. For Billy Cox, also 0 for 2 on the day. Jones into Cox. Hodges going to second. Ball coming out late. And Gil Hodges is going to get that steal off of Sheldon Jones. And so we have a runner in scoring position for Billy Cox with nobody out, with the Dodgers in the lead, 4-2-3. 0-1 pitch to Billy Cox. Fly ball right. Mueller moves in, catches it, holds the runner at second for the first out of the inning. Here's Rube Walker. Walker, 0-2. Winding the pitch. Sharply hit down to first. Lockman takes it. Hodges is now going to be at third with two men out. And Newcomb, who has thrown quite a few pitches, 95 pitches, he is going to come out. So I am going to take him out and bring in a pinch hitter, and that will be in the form of who? Let's see. Campanella is available. I don't believe he played that day, though. I'm not sure what the circumstances were by his absence, but he was not in the game that day. So in order to be compliant with history, let's bring in a different pinch hitter for the Dodgers. But Dodgers never used a pinch hitter in that actual game, so we're going to bring in outfielder Cal Abrams to pinch hit for Don Newcomb here in the seventh inning. Two men out, Hodges at third, Abrams, a left-handed batter, to face Sheldon Jones. 2-2 pitch to Abrams, ground ball over to Stanky. Stanky moves in over to Lockman for the third out. The Dodgers leave a man on, but strike for three in the inning. And so now we're going to have Chris Van Cute. I believe that's the correct pronunciation, but don't hold me to that. He is going to now pitch in the bottom of the seventh. Labine, one of their also good pitchers, is still going to leave him in the bullpen for now. So let's see what happens here with Whitey Lockman now up for the Giants. 0-2 on the day. Van Kook is a left-hander. Here's Lockman. Swing. Pop up. That's going to be fielded by Pee Wee Reese for one out. Bobby Thompson up. 1-2 on the day. Van Kook to pitch to Thompson. Here's the wind and the pitch. Thompson, ground ball down to third. Cox with it over to first to Hodges. Two men out. And here's Willie Mays. 1-2 on the day with two runs batted in and a homer. Van Kook to pitch to Mays. Swing. Oh, that ball is going to get past Billy Cox for a base hit. So Willie Mays has his second hit of the day. And here's Wes Westrum's got a homer on the day. 1-2. Van Kook trying to get out of the inning here with Mays at first. And he fans Wes Westrum for the third out of the inning. So the Giants will sit down with a behind one run. And we move to the eighth. Here's Carl Furillo up. Furillo 1-3. Sheldon Jones on the mound. He's thrown 14 pitches so far for the Giants. So here is Furillo. Wind in the pitch. Fly ball. Little pop up. That's going to be caught by Bobby Thompson on the third base line. One man out for Pee Wee Reese. Reese 0-2. Jones looks in with a one ball, no strike pitch. That ball is going to get past Thompson. Base hit into left field. Urban up with it, gets the ball back in. Pee Wee has his first hit of the day. So here's Snyder 1-3 on the day with a strikeout. Winding the pitch. Reese going down to second. Westrum late with the throw coming out of his glove. So Pee Wee gets a stolen base. And that gets a runner in position for Duke Snyder. Again, 1-3. Snyder lashed to center. Oh, that ball stayed up, and Dark went behind second base to pick that one up for two outs. Here is the hero of the day, Jackie Robinson, with 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in, batting from the right side. Sheldon Jones will pitch to him here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Wind in the pitch. That's going to be popped up, and Thompson's going to catch it in foul territory for the third out of the inning. They leave a runner on. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-3. The score was in the actual game was 4-1 going into the bottom of the ninth inning before the Giants erupted for the 4 runs. So very, very close to real life. So Sheldon Jones is going to come out, and Henry Thompson is going to come in and bat for Sheldon Jones here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Henry Thompson, also known as Hank Thompson, from the left side of the plate with some power. Thompson to face Van Kook, who's thrown 15 pitches so far. Thompson's going to rip a single into left field. Snyder moves over to his left to pick that up. And Hank Thompson is now at first with very, very good speed in the form of Hank Thompson. So here's Eddie Stanky. Let's see what we decide to do. There's the only thing that I control in this game really is the substitutions. I do not control the play-by-play. I just mainly control the lineups, which is what I enjoy doing. So here's Stanky up against Van Kook. Winding the pitch. Stanky deep center field, but Snyder's back for it. He moves over to his right. 1 man out. Here's Alvin Dark. Van Kook with 1 out. That ball's going to be ripped center field also. Snyder can't get to it. That ball's in the gap. Roll into the wall. And the Giants are going to tie this game up. Oh, that ball left the park. That is an inside the park home run. I beg your pardon. Oh my goodness. Alvin Dark just hit a 2-run inside the park home run off of Chris Van Kook. And the Giants are now taking the lead 5-4. That's going to be it for him. And Herb Palika is going to come in and pitch for the Dodgers. I did not see that at all coming. So the Giants take the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning on a 2-run inside the park homer by Alvin Dark. And here's Don Mueller to face Herb Palika. Mueller 0-for-3. Palika in. Winding the pitch. Mueller slaps it to short. Reese up with it. Over to first. And he throws him out. 2 outs. Here's Monty Urban. 0-for-3 on the day to face Palika. Urban pitches. Nubber down to third. Cox up with it. Over to first. And that's 3 man out. But the Giants take the lead on an inside the park home run by Alvin Dark. It's 5-4. Dave Kozlow is going to come in to pitch for the Giants in the bottom of the 9th inning. The top of the 9th inning with a 1-run lead. Both teams have 6 hits. So here's Kozlow to face Popko. So it'll be Popko, Hodges, and Cox. Popko has a homer on the day. He's 1-for-3. 5-4 Giants. Kozlow in for Popko. From the right side of the plate, the 0-1 pitch. Popko rips it. But Mueller is at the wall to pull it in. 1 man out. That was a little scary. Here's Gil Hodges up. 2 more outs for the Dodgers. Here's Hodges. 0-for-2 on the day with 2 Ks. Hodges looks in. Here's Kozlow. Hodges straight center field. Mays moves in for 2 outs. And here's Billy Cox. See if we want to bat for him. Nope, we're going to, you know what? We are going to bat for him. And I am going to buck history here, and I'm going to bring Roy Campanella in to pinch hit for Billy Cox. So Campy up in the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-4. This, of course, has no realism in the real life, but Campy drills it. But in deep center field, Willie Mays catches it, and the Giants win 5-4 in a little bit of a twist as compared to real life. But the score exactly the same. Isn't that amazing? So here are your totals. In the 51 New York NL playoff replay, the Dodgers get 4 runs on 6 hits. They had 8 hits in the actual game. They left 3 men on base. Chris Van Cook takes the loss, 0-1. The Giants, 5 runs on 6 hits. They also had 8 hits on that actual day. And Sheldon Jones is going to get credit for the win. Homers in the game. Jackie Robinson hits 2 home runs off of Sal Maglie in the 2nd inning and in the 7th inning. And Andy Pafko hits one in the 7th inning off of Maglie as well. For the Giants, Wes Westrom with a home run off of Don Newcomb in the 2nd inning with nobody on. Mays, right before him, had 1 man on base and hit a home run in the 2nd inning. And then Alvin Dark hit the inside the park home run that gave the Giants the win. There was a runner on there. And that's going to do it. So the Giants repeat history, but in a little bit different fashion, as they win this game 5-4 and duplicate the real life score that took place back on October 3rd, 1951. So I hope all of you enjoyed this. I did. And we'll see you next time on Sports Replay. So until then, goodbye for now.